Now, I figured I'd go ahead and spill some tea for how you can make a phone call to Gemini Live API. Woohoo! Let's go ahead and get started in this wonderful, I don't know, podcast, podcast, Ucast. I don't even have the name for it. But I'm going to go ahead and spill the tea for how you can accomplish this. So, now, of course, guys, you're already familiar with what is Gemini Live API, and I'm sure you guys seen Gemini Studio, and where you could just kind of Google Studio and just kind of you could share the screen, interact with it, and that's all good and great. But how do you do that on your iPhone, and how do you do that in almost in real time? Well, that's exactly what I wanted to do, and in the process, while doing that, while at it, I also asked myself this question: how do I make a phone call to Gemini Live API? As you guys know, Google came out with Gemini Live API. The functionality provides, it pretty much just makes it gives you multimodal capabilities of just interfacing directly with your business context. So what does that mean, guys? If you're a bougie boss, and don't mind me, guys, I'm eating a cranberry muffin. But if you're a bougie boss mom over 40, or a luxury side hustler of some sort, or UGC creator, or a business owner, you probably got to the point where you'd be like, man, it would be fire if I could have some sort of a way to call my own AI and talk to it. And of course, nowadays, sure, you could do that, but like with basic bots, but they all kind of suck because they all have this latency. But with Google Gemini Live API, you literally have like a less than 600 milliseconds latency response. So what does that mean? It feels like you're talking to a person. That's what it means, guys. Is it a big deal? Hell yeah. I mean, look, imagine right now you don't need to have that pause. You could interrupt. You could communicate faster. And yeah, how does it work? And how do you make a phone call, guys? How do you make a phone call to Gemini Live API? So guys, what's up? Hello, guys. So, thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. This is one of those wonderful podcasts. I figured while eating some cranberry muffin, I figured I'd just take you guys with me and give you some tea for how you could make a phone call to Gemini Live API. So squabble up, because we got a lot to cover. Okay, guys, look. Obviously, many of you probably will say, well, why the heck do I need to care about Gemini Live API, and like, how am I going to make money out of this? This is how. You create an app and you add prescriptive recommendations inside of the app for how to make money. And one good example is, let's say you are like right now, I went ahead and I spawned $20 just by driving and taking a bunch of pictures of a house. Okay, how do we make money out of this concept with Gemini Live API? And how do we connect this whole concept to the phone call concept and calling to Gemini Live API and asking for help or communicating with it? How do we do that? How do we visualize that, construct that concept? Okay, guys, I'm gonna make it really simple for you, but it's gonna be like it's gonna feel like I'm performing some sort of a surgery on your brain. so bear with me, okay? Bear with me. So this is how you make a phone call to Gemini API. I don't want to talk about the dynamics, technicalities yet, but I will tell you like what you got to do, okay? The first thing to make a phone call to Gemini API, you're gonna fool it. You're gonna fool the system. So when you make a phone call, instead of communicating right away with Gemini API, you're gonna have a phone that redirects you just by saying, hey, press one button to talk to number one to talk to my AI assistant. And when you do that, and the person presses one or just says one, they get redirected to to a text message or iMessage. What I like to use is iMessage for obvious reasons. You guys already know why. I mean, heck, if you guys are still using SMS in 2025, you're getting played, guys. Start using iMessage. But anyway, that's besides the point. The bigger point is, how to make that work? How to make that communication work when you call a phone number and have Gemini Live API respond back to your conversation to any kind of questions that you may have on a subpar level of a human. So this way you communicate almost at the same speed and get that illusion that you're communicating almost like with a human. So how do you do that, guys? This is how you hold it instead of communicating. When you make a button like number 1 to get directed to my AI assistant, when they press number 1, they get a message, iMessage, and inside of that message, it's gonna say, hey, it's gonna have a friendly, personalized video of whatever it is that you're trying to offer, and of course, it's gonna have a response, a link to your Gemini API bot, Gemini Live API bot, will open up in Safari, in a browser, on an iPhone. Now, some of you will say, well, I don't get it. What does it mean? Well, you see, if you have a luxury clientele customers, majority of them use iPhones. So it's no brainer for our talent agencies to just use Gemini Live API to direct our luxury clientele into our AI bot, and that can communicate it in real time with a person with minimum latency, guys. That's absolutely no brainer to do that versus, trying to do the okay, how should I say that? I'm gonna try to describe to you the double hop. So right now, when you try to implement any kind of system, guys, when it comes to getting your bot to respond to your customers, when it comes to making that happen, guys, right now, the modern systems, what they do and what the new system will do, and is actually already doing, and that's what we're using now, is going to make a huge difference for your business. How? I'm going to describe to you how. Pay close attention, guys. If you don't understand this concept, it's okay. You could rewatch the video. It's okay. So this is how it works. All right, look, it got to be the craziest thing. If you ask yourself, okay, if some people call you on your phone right now, and when you start talking to, let's say, I don't know, you plumber or whatever, HVAC technician, and you contacting somebody, and you be like, I bet, go ahead, I need to repair a faucet or whatever. So what do? You start talking to a person. But what if I swap the person with the AI bot and made it look like a person, but made it really, really like easy for you to communicate with on like with almost zero latency. Okay, not zero, but 600 milliseconds, but close enough to a real human where you could interrupt and you could ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So what's up? Hello, guys. Thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. I figured I'd go ahead and I'll talk about some crazy things that you could do now, something that I've been playing around with, and something that you could whip out like right now today. Use Gemini Live API to get people to call you, and instead of using traditional phone, you're using Google Live API, guys. So that's up. Oh, thank you thank you for subbing, guys. Look, every subscriber to me, guys, is like gold. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. But yeah, check this out. I was like literally working on this whole concept of Gemini Live API. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, it would be kind of fire if I could get the bougie boss moms to like communicate, but not with me, but with like a version of me, but and instead of on a phone, like in a traditional phone environment, through the phone, but not necessarily directly through the phone number system. So I came up with a new mechanism to communicate, and I mean, heck, it's a heck of a lot different than WhatsApp. It's a heck of a lot different than Telegram, and I mean, and it's easy. So this is how it works, guys. What I do is when you call a business, let's say you are a plumber and you have a business, and let's say you are a customer of a plumber and you're calling a plumber and you be like, yo, I need some pipe repaired, and the plumber be like, I bet what time is it gonna work for you? And you're gonna be like, I bet I need 3 p.m. I need to repair the pipes right away. Or you could be like, nah, you know what, come down right now, the water is bursting, I need it now. So what happens next? The plumber gonna be like, I bet now I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna repair the pipe, But all of this back and forth communication, and it's like I don't really want to be I don't really want to be responding if I'm a plumber and communicating back and forth. I just want my AI bot to be doing all that stuff for me, but I want it to sound more like human, where you could interrupt it, where you could talk to it, there's no pause, like with all the other AI bots or whatever. I want it to be almost like on a phone, when you're communicating on a phone, almost to the same level. So came up with is an interesting solution, guys, while I was trying to solve this problem. And the problem is, obviously, guys, the problem is phone numbers. Phones don't work. Phones don't work anymore. So what works is redirecting your phone to the Gemini Live API agent. Woohoo! I only have 26. Okay, cool. 26 smileys. So guys, look, I know some of you will say, well, Rome, I don't get it. How do I communicate? How do I call? How do I call to Gemini Live API? How do I do that? Okay, guys, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go ahead and register for Google Live API, Gemini Live API, and you're gonna you're basically gonna register for Firebase and Firestore. It's all Google platform. They're good in that. Just go ahead and register Firebase and Firestore. Firestore is like storing the data. You're gonna need to know to store the session and all that other stuff. But just go ahead, open up, register yourself with Firestore, Firebase, and Google Gemini API. And then what you wanna do, you wanna, in your IVR system, whatever your system may be, in my case, it's Freedom Fusion System CRM, you're gonna redirect people to your AI bot by sending them the link to your Cloud Run instance. So think of your Cloud Run instance as sort of like containerized environments on steroids, but it has a container. Inside of that container, you're gonna have Gemini CLI and you're gonna have Gemini API. And what this thing's gonna do for you guys is gonna communicate back and forth between you, whoever you are, whether you're a bougie boss mom or anybody else, and of course the cloud and the Gemini API, and you're going to be able to interface with it, use gestures, signals, anything you want on your camera, and it's going to be able to catch that and guide you and talk to you almost like a real human, almost like in real time, super fast, way better than just the phone. Except instead of communicating with the phone with a person, you're going to be communicating with the AI entire business context of whatever your business has. So hello guys, hello, we got Shannon Ryder. Guys, I literally just got some coffee and I figured thank you guys for a quick walk. Okay, well, maybe not a walk, but a quick tea. So yeah, guys, how are we using Google API, Gemini API in our Freedom Fusion automations? Well, you see, guys, when we whip out our automations, we ask a question: what do bougie boss moms over 40 want? And as it turns out, many of them want money. So, and as it turns out, it's not the only case with bougie boss moms, but many other people. But bougie boss moms in particular love money. And heck, they understand the whole concept of money, and we're like, I bet if you want money, then Freedom Fusion automations are gonna help you make that money. So what we do, we integrate this prescriptive recommendation structure of Gemini Live API directly inside of those automations. So check this out. The way it works is, let's say you totally cooked and you'd be like, man, something is going around my house. I need to go ahead and fix something up. I need to fix a faucet. I need to fix something. And you'd be like, all right, let me call the plumber. And you'd be like, man, I don't know. The plumber kind of sucks. I don't really want to communicate with the plumber, explain all the situation. Man, no, I don't want that. I want my bot to go call the plumber, but not really the plumber, but the Gemini Live API that communicates with my plumber's business context, and that bot that plumber is using would respond back and communicate and would register the whole thing, and then the plumber would show up. So how do you pull this off? Basically, communication without a communication. Reality, that's the reality, guys. And that's what we're doing right now with Freedom Fusion automations. You could use Freedom Fusion automations for cases like this, guys. And not just cases like this, but calling on your own phone number, where people call on your phone number and they start talking to it and they get your AI assistant. Woohoo! And When they press a button, boom, your AI assistant is gonna pop up in a message with your personalized message. Woohoo! This is way more powerful, guys. Way more powerful than anything else. I know some of you already seen my iPhone engagement machine. You've seen how we use that machine to respond with personalized messages in iMessage. But have you guys seen this extenuation of iPhone engagement machine, where we make it super easy for you to get your entire business context supercharged with AI bot, and that AI bot just communicates super fast with your audience. So that is crazy, guys, because some people in the community ask me, like, Rome, how do I make a phone call to API, to Google Gemini API? And I thought about it, and I was like, man, you're right. It's going to be double latency if you make a phone call Google Gemini API, because it will have to go through Twilio or whatever. It's going to add extra hop. Forget about all that. So instead, what I did is I whipped out a new way, a new communication way for you guys to communicate using Gemini API. And it's really simple, guys. All you do, you still have your system, your IVR system, and instead of streaming everything that you are communicating through your phone, instead of proxying that info the way you're doing it, instead you just treat your system as a gateway, where they just press one, they just say, oh, you just ask them, hey, do you want to talk to my AI assistant? And they'll be like, I bet. Boom, they get a text notification or iMessage on their phone, and they click on it. And when they click on it, they get directed to your browser, to their browser, to your Safari browser, and then they start talking to Gemini API. So guys, this is fairly straightforward. What's not straightforward is mechanics behind all the architecture that's involved to pull this off. Now, I get it. Not everybody is a cybersecurity and cloud hybrid engineer, guys. I get it. But this is relatively simple. You don't really need to be super engineer. All you need is the following. You just need the following tech stack, guys. To do that, you need, number one, some sort of a system like Freedom Fusion System CRM, or anything that responds back to the phone call. And the second thing you're going to need is you're going to need Gemini Live API, and you're going to need Firebase, Firestore, Cloud Run, and Stitch. All of those functions are Google. Okay. Then you create Fire looking app. That basically runs on the cloud. It's not running on your iPhone, and you're good to go. Woohoo! That's the idea, guys. You're good to go. This works like a clock, guys. Now, go ahead and do this. What the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an innovative way to communicate with your bot that nobody else is doing. Nobody's using this way, but this way will help you accelerate your effectiveness for your business exponentially, guys. I hope you guys are ready for this. Okay? So, this is called double mirroring approach. Don't ask me what that is, but think of two iPhones, okay, mirrored with one another. Okay. Now you will say, I don't get it. I mean, how can I? Guys, this is totally possible. You have hair functionality. I know some of you moms over 40 may not be keeping up with technology too much and knowing like what this AirDrop, AirPlay, all of those functionality is. And I wanted to describe to you what that is, so this way you could quickly use it. Because man, boy, oh boy, is it a time saver for my brand. Yes, guys, it's a huge time saver. Now, some of you will say, tell me a little bit more about the AirPlay. Tell me a little bit more about AirDrop. What do you mean by a time saver? Well, you see, guys, when it comes to functions of iPhone, to just work with native package, but in the process, using those native functions. So, so now that you guys understand this, the question is, will you be doing it? In fact, I could probably just show you examples of that. Yeah, I'll probably just show you the examples of a basic AirPlay. Okay? Basic AirPlay, guys. So I take out a phone, and I know it's going to be like a experiment, guys, for you. For you, some of you will be like, oh my God, I like this mesmerized experience. But some of you be like, oh man, I don't know if I like this. Let me see what Ron Wells is talking about. Okay, guys, look, at the end of the day, you're gonna have an iPhone. And of course, that iPhone has to be charged. In my particular case, it's rarely charged, but needless to say, it's an iPhone. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you a trick. And hello guys, and if you're a mom over 40, you probably like never seen this trick before, but I wanted to show it to you. Like a lot of moms over 40 get mesmerized when they see this content. And like this is a free app. It's called Air Mirror or something like this. But what you do is you press a button, and when you press a button, something else pops up. What exactly is happening here? Well, you see guys, on my other phone, I have a similar app where in this case, I could kind of, if I press a button, local cast is gonna find my other iPhone. But of course, I need to be connected to the same network. And hello guys, hello, thank you for joining. We got Chon over here, Balderrama, and I'm showing you guys some tricks. Now, keep something in mind. Over here, I need to open up another app. So give me a second, guys. I'll open this app on my phone real quick. All right, guys. So this is the trick. Did you guys know? What happened is I just switched around. Did you guys know that this, and many moms over 40 love this channel so much. The reason why is because many people don't teach this thing, like older people, and they get mesmerized when they see this channel. They get mesmerized by like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do this. And I'm like, look, this is easy and it's free. Now, of course, you gotta have two iPhones, but needless to say, it's really simple, it's free, and this is just one function that I just showed you. Now, keep something in mind. Like, many of you will say, well, Rome, I don't get it. Like, how do I make money out of this? Like, what does that do, and how's that even possible? Guys, there's certain psychological triggers that you could pull in people's brains that will get them to buy certain things from you. And this is one of those techniques, the advanced UGC techniques that I'm showing using a basic function of a phone that many of you guys have, especially if you have iPhone. And I know many of my subscribers are luxury pet moms over 40, and I know you guys, you just wanna make some more, even more money, and etc. You already have luxury iPhones, so for me, it's no brainer for me to be kind of showing you some of those functionalities. But this is so simple. This is called AirPlay, and this functionality is available on your phone, except AirPlay, when it comes to two iPhones together, and keep something in mind, you're on a go. You're on a go. You could be like, just look how, like, look, guys, if you wanted to create content, if you want to blow up and make like insane amount of money on TikTok, you got to be showing everyday things. Like, for example, I could be like, yo, guys, check this out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this thing, this pump over here, to clean my air conditioner, to save my condensing unit over there, to save a little bit of money. So let me go ahead and take you for a quick walk. Do you guys see like how out of a sudden, instead of me showing you things around, I'm sort of like being like a soldier in a battlefield with this technique, this UGC technique. Now, by the way, guys, this air conditioner over here, I learned the entire field of HVAC, and boy, oh boy. Well, yeah, don't remind me not to ever do that again. But yes, I was able to install all the air conditioners and around my house and save incredible amount of money. And of course, guys, sooner or later, once you get really good in certain skills, you're going to be able to just kind of combine multiple skills together and build all sorts of other things. You could build bots. Like, I was trying to figure out a way how to get this garbage to move. Meaning, some of you will say, Rome, well, that is nuts. Well, why? Because think about it. Everybody has this garbage, and every Sunday, I got to go ahead and carry this thing, and I have to bring it all the way to the driveway. So why is it so nuts? Why not just have those wheels over here move on their own across and just drive? So this way I don't have to do this early every Sunday or whatever, or the day before, and it just drives on its own, and people pick it up and throw it out, the garbage. I don't really have to think about it. So some of you will say, well, Rob, that is this absolutely insane idea. Like, how do you do that? Well, for that, you just need a Raspberry Pi and a couple of hydraulics pumps that kind of move, that tilts the garbage and makes it super easy for you to control itself, and sort of like Roomba. drives around. And but anyway, guys, this was just kind of me showing one example, one trick. Now keep something in mind. What I just showed you is something that many of you could do. Hold on a sec, guys. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing what I just did before. Keep something in mind. I do have a little bit of battery here, only 5%, but I use this iPhone to operationalize my side hustles, and not only side hustles, but my luxury pet brand and my talent agency. It acts as my assistant, and this is what I mean by that, guys. Look, first let me kind of go ahead and switch it out, switch it back. Okay, guys, I switched it back. There's a 10-minute limit on this tool, but it's a free tool. You could download it. It works. There's no, it's not like a hacky software or anything. You download it, it's free. But guys, like this, a lot of people come to this channel just to get tricks like this. Guys, literally, like if you do this, if you do an experiment right now and create videos with your phone without another phone, just like this, and then go live on YouTube. See how well your YouTube will do. You'll be getting crickets. People just they're not accustomed to seeing things that are just not very similar to them. They're accustomed to something that is extremely similar to them. When you show them an iPhone and when you show the scenery like this UGC technique is fire. But keep something in mind. This is, once again, guys, this is only one trick that I showed you. Now, and of course, in process of me showing you the tricks, I give you some innovative ideas that can help you make millions of dollars. Like the one that I just gave you with the garbage one, you could totally do this and take it to the market. Probably in a half a year, you'll start spawning insane amount of money, guys. Now, keep something in mind. It takes a little bit of time to learn, to operationalize this, but this airplay skill is very interesting. So guys, look, as a side hustler with innovative skills of like building different types of solutions, what I do is I always give you guys an incredible amount of tea. So here's the tea. The tea is simple. Number one, if you wanted to use mirroring functionality, be sure you connect it to the same network, the same Wi-Fi. And now, keep something in mind, the AirPlay functionality is fire, but not as fire as Gemini API Live. So right now, you kind of got an understanding for how to use this. The next functionality that you guys want to see is, and of course, like, how do I do this? How do I do the next functionality? What if I was to go live on this phone and show you what I'm doing on this phone? So how do I do this? So the best way to think about this, guys, when you go live, and hello, bye, app name. So yeah, guys, this is pretty cool. The app name is, let's see, so it's mirror something, mirror, a power mirror. That's the app name, guys. A power mirror. Woohoo! Now, if you want it, guys, it's free. Go get it. It will increase your game. It will increase your social game exponentially faster. It will give you this wow factor. Now, keep something in mind. You could do other little things. Like when you start operationalizing your automations, you're gonna have other little things popping up. Like for example, you could have shortcuts with BioSpice Social Blaster. So what is this BioSpice Social Blaster? Well, you see, guys, BioSpice Social Blaster is something very, very interesting. Now, like, what is interesting? Hold on, let me show you what I mean by that. First, I'm gonna take a power mirror, and I think I'll just create it like right now. The mirroring looks pretty dope. This is kind of interesting. But what I wanted to do, I'm probably gonna go live on a spoke phone and show you guys the reverse of that. So this, we get to see the automations and you get to see everything in real time. Okay, let me do that. Let me do precisely that.